like the girls. She on board.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am on a bit of a high right now, I've got to say, because I've just hit 3,000 followers on Instagram, which is just blowing my mind a bit. I'm just a bit like, at the moment. I really wanted to film this video today, so I just thought I'd carry on. Anyway, I've been wanting to do this video for the longest time ever, so I thought that I would finally sit down and do it because I feel like everybody is looking for things to do, things to listen to, things to watch, etc. Today is going to be a podcast that you have to listen to. I love podcasts, like I listen to them all the time. They're just amazing, and if you don't listen to podcasts, you need to jump on that hype. So I'm going to share with you some of my favourite podcasts that I like to listen to, and ones that I think you guys would enjoy. First one, and by far my most favourite podcast ever that I just religiously listen to, is The Girls' Bathroom by Sophia and Cinzia. If you don't know who Sophia and Cinzia, they are a British YouTube duo. I think they're, I believe, like 21, 22-ish. And they are lifelong best friends, and basically they have real girly chats. So they're kind of like agony aunt type of chats. Send in their dilemmas, and then they just chat them through. They're so good. Sometimes they have guests on as well. They've had Jamie Lang, Joey Essex, and I like how every week it's, that was a bit of a weird. I love how every week it's kind of different. So they do alternate weeks. So it'll be girl chat, then boy chat, girl chat, then boy chat. I really love, there's an episode every single week, and I just am loving it so much. So yeah, that's 100% my favorite podcast. If you like something, you guys will see what type of podcasts I like to listen to. I love ones where they just like, it sounds like you're just sitting and listening in on a chat. So yeah, I love their dynamic as well. They're just very genuine, and yeah. Next podcast is debatably another fave of mine, and it is the Get Sleepy Sleep Meditation Stories podcast. Now, this is a bit of a random one, but when I couldn't sleep one night, I was just on Spotify. They have like a billion different resources for if you can't sleep. They have ASMR, rain sounds, whatever you want, they've got. And I came across this podcast when I was looking, and it is basically, let me read you what it says. So it is a unique combination of sleep meditation followed by a calming story that lets you drift off into a peaceful slumber, which I think is just perfect. Like, I swear to God, my mum is obsessed with it as well. We both love it. And I think it sounds really stupid. You're gonna be like, why the hell would I want to really listen to a story? Like, they're really like random stories, like The Cave of Sleep, Blossoms of Tokyo, The Sleepless Princess, Ancient City in the Clouds, A California Train Ride, Ariel in the Ocean. Like, there's loads. I believe it's a weekly thing, but obviously you can re-listen to them because they're just stories. And I swear, I can't remember any of the stories. Set it on a timer so it turns itself off after one episode. But it just puts me to sleep straight away. It's a mixture of ASMR, meditation, like breathing techniques, and like just general meditation techniques, calming, and it's a story as well. And it's just the most relaxing thing ever. I swear down, if you can't sleep, you will be able to sleep with this. Another podcast that I absolutely love is the Private Parts podcast, which is hosted by Jamie Lang and Francis Bull. It is literally one of those podcasts that literally makes me want to laugh out loud. Basically, they have a new celebrity guest every week, all different people. So they've had Laura Whitmore, George Ezra, Binky from Made in Chelsea, Matt Richardson, they had London Hughes, Danny Dyer. Basically, they have loads of celebrity guests, and Jamie Lang is he just never fails to make me die laughing. Like, it's such a funny, easy listen. I actually found him through Girls' Bathroom because they did like a collab. They both guested on each other's podcast, and it was just the funniest thing ever. And I remember I started listening to podcasts when I was interning in London, and I remember having to try not to laugh when I was like working because I was just like pissing myself at this. It's just such a funny, easy, light-hearted podcast. The podcast that I love is Pretty Basic, which stars Alicia Marie and Remy Cruz, which are two American vloggers. I don't listen to this one as much as I do the other ones at the moment, just because of time-wise. Like, podcast episodes are normally like an hour long. But again, Pretty Basic is very similar to Girls' Bathroom, but kind of an American version. That's how I would describe it. Just again, like a real chatty, girly thing, but they also talk a lot about like being an influencer, like having managers and like their kind of LA life, and it's just kind of a bit more fun, you know. The podcast that I really love is the Happy Place podcast, which is hosted by Fern Cotton, and it's just kind of like a self-help interviewee kind of podcast, and she does an interview with a different person every episode. So she had some really cool guests on, another like really lovely, positive, like that type of podcast where you come away feeling genuinely like it's actually affected you and it's an actual positive kind of vibe. And I've always just really loved listening to it, to be honest. Okay, so those are all the podcasts that I can come up with for you all. If you guys have watched this video and you're like, oh my god, why are you not listening to that podcast? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm always looking for a new banging podcast to listen to. If you guys enjoyed this video, found some good podcasts from it, do you want to follow me for some more tips, be sure to check out my Instagram, which is @LIVVGRACEE. I'm also doing a hashtag lockdown with Liv at the moment, where every single day I set a new challenge to complete during lockdown time, just to make everyone's lives a bit more positive and more productive. So if you do want to get involved with that, all you have to do is follow my Instagram and use the hashtag, and that's literally it. You can start whenever you like. It's a different challenge every day. I have some familiar faces setting the challenges as well. It's a really fun time over there. The best, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I post some fun stuff over here. But yeah, have a lovely day, everybody. I hope you're all staying safe. And I love you all loads. See you next time for a brand new video. Bye.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got vice.